Hello everyone, and welcome back to Light of Faith. In this program brimming with light and truth, we dive into the depths of faith and illuminate our soul. Today, we are going to explore a topic that is often mentioned in Christian belief but frequently misunderstood: the identity of the Jewish people in secular definitions. The term Jew might simply be a label for a nation or religion. But from a Christian perspective, this identity is far more profound than we might think. Let's start by reviewing the traditional definitions of the Jewish people. In secular terms, Jews are usually considered to be those who originated from the ancient kingdom of Israel or those who have converted to Judaism. However, such definitions often overlook one important fact: not all people of Jewish nationality practice Judaism. Therefore, those who have converted to Judaism can also be referred to as religious Jews. But these definitions are given by the secular world. As Christians, we need to understand the concept of the Jewish people more deeply. In Christian belief, the definition of the Jew differs essentially from the secular world definition. In Christian faith, a Jew is not just a national or religious label but a spiritual identity. This identity transcends bloodlines and religious rituals, pointing towards the relationship with God and the sincerity of faith. In the Bible, especially in the book of Revelation, we can find profound descriptions of Jewish identity. In Revelation 2:9, Jesus mentions the church in Smyrna, knowing that tribulation and poverty, that they are rich in the spiritual realm. Those who say they are Jews mentioned here are actually defaming the church. They are not true Jews but belong to the synagogue of Satan. This indicates that in Christian belief, the true identity of the Jew is totally different from those who persecute Christians. Smyrna was a bustling port city located in what is now Turkey. Due to its thriving trade, the city was very wealthy. However, the residents highly approved of the Roman Empire's rule, even worshipping the Roman Emperor as a god. This was unacceptable for Christians because idolatry is explicitly forbidden in the Bible. As a result, Christians in Smyrna suffered severe persecution. Their property was plundered, their businesses destroyed, and some were even imprisoned. Against this backdrop, Jesus' words are particularly significant. He saw that although Christians were materially poor, they were spiritually rich. This shows that the true identity of the Jew is not determined by material wealth or social status but by their relationship with God and the sincerity of their faith. In Smyrna, there was a group of Jews who strongly persecuted Christians. They used the special policy of the Roman Empire towards the Jews to force Christians to worship the Roman Emperor. However, true Jews, those who fear God, will not do such a thing. They know how to distinguish between what belongs to God and what belongs to Satan. In Acts 5, we see an example of this. When the apostles were preaching the gospel, some members of the Sanhedrin wanted to kill them, but a Pharisee named Gamaliel, who was also the teacher of Evan Paul, advised everyone, saying that if what the apostles were doing was of human origin, it would not succeed, but if it was of God, attacking them would be an attack on God. This shows that truly God-fearing Jews were the issues from God's perspective, rather than judging Christians by legalistic rules. In Christian history, we also see similar examples. During the darkest period of the Roman Catholic Church, the Jews did not lead Catholicism but chose to stay within the original system to help reform it. They were obviously a group of saints who greatly feared God. This shows that even in the most difficult times, there were people who truly feared God, willing to fight for their faith rather than drift with the current. Therefore, when we look back at the Jewish people, we cannot simply define them as a nation or a religious group in Christian belief. The identity of the Jewish people is passed down by a group of the most pious people, whether it is the Israelite congregation of the Old Testament, the Jewish believers of the New Testament, or the people of the nation of Israel today. There are always some people who claim to be Jews, but in reality, they are not. They are attracted by the world, tempted by the devil, and pursue material wealth rather than God. Jesus has already told us that his people are actually of Satan. They are the ones who belong to the synagogue of Satan, which means they are not the church of God but the church of Satan. This is a very serious accusation, but the Bible does indeed contain such descriptions. In Revelation 3-9, Jesus again mentions those who claim to be Jews but are not Jews, but lies. This shows that the true identity of the Jew is not determined by their own claims but by their actions and faith. In Christian belief, true Jews are those who truly fear God. They are our brothers and sisters, bearing God's grace and blessings with us. Those who claim to be Jews but actually persecute Christians are not true Jews. Their wealth and power do not prove that they are pleasing to God. On the contrary, they may be signs that they are controlled by the devil. Therefore, as Christians, we should deeply understand the true meaning of the Jewish people and not be confused by secular definitions. We should return to the Bible to see how God defines the Jewish people. We should pursue a relationship with God rather than material wealth or social status. We should fear God rather than seek the world's approval. In today's society, we still see similar phenomena. Some people claim to be Christians, but in reality, they are not. They had only replaced the God they worship with another, and their hearts had not truly turned back. Jesus has already told us that these people are actually of Satan. They are the ones who belong to the synagogue of Satan, which means they are not the church of God but the church of Satan. Therefore, we should be vigilant and not be deceived by those who claim to be Jews or Christians. We should pursue true faith, relationship with God, rather than secular recognition. We should fear God rather than pursue the world's wealth and power. We should return to the Bible to see how God defines Jews and Christians. We should pursue true faith and spiritual wealth rather than material poverty. In Christian belief, the identity of the Jew is a profound spiritual identity that transcends bloodlines and religious rituals, pointing towards the relationship with God and the sincerity of faith. We should pursue such an identity, true faith, and spiritual wealth. We should fear God rather than seek the world's approval. We should return to the Bible to see how God defines Jews and Christians. We should pursue true faith and spiritual wealth rather than material poverty. In this way, we can truly become a people of God, bearing His grace and blessings. Dear listeners, today on Light of Faith, we have explored the true meaning of the Jewish people and how it differs from secular definitions. We have learned that the true identity of the Jew is not determined by bloodlines or religious rituals but by their relationship with God and the sincerity of their faith. We are called to pursue true faith, to fear God, rather than pursue secular recognition and material wealth. Let us continue to delve into various profound topics in Christian belief in our upcoming programming. Moving forward together in the light of faith. Please continue to follow our program, and next time we will bring more insights and inspirations about faith. Thank you for tuning in, and may God's blessings be with you. Goodbye.